Welcome to our comprehensive Python programming course designed to take you from a complete beginner to a confident coder. Whether you are a high school student studying computer science or informatics practices in grades 11 and 12 under the CBSE curriculum, a college student or a professional looking to enhance your skill set, this course is perfect for you. Starting from the very basics, we will guide you step by step through the world of Python, equipping you with the knowledge and skills to tackle real world problems and advance your career in the ever evolving tech industry. Join us and start your journey towards mastering one of the most popular and versatile programming languages today. Now I would like all of you to go through the syllabus or the curriculum of CBSE. For checking the syllabus, you need to go to cbseacademics.nic.in and there you can check the current syllabus that is being uploaded. So there are two subjects that is being followed in grade 11 and 12. One is computer science with the code number 083, and in this computer science and informatics practices you will see that there is a big syllabus for Python, that is in the unit 2. You can see here in the computational thinking and programming, you can see that the whole basics of Python is being taken care of, and here everyone needs to study all the basics of the Python. So right now I am showing you the syllabus of grade 11 of computer science for CBS under the CBSE curriculum. So you will see the basics is being followed here. Now after this, the basics in of Python in computer science and informatics practices is almost same. So we would be, the course would go like this, that here first of all we would be looking into the basics of Python. Now you can see the syllabus of informatics practices that has the code 065 in the CBSE curriculum. So here also you have the basics of Python that is almost similar to the syllabus, and weightage of this Python is 25 marks in the board. So you can see here also we have introduction to Python. Now you will see the basics are almost the same in both the syllabus, that is computer science and informatics practices. Almost the syllabus is same, so we will be having a common chapters for grade 11, and in grade 12 actually the syllabus for class 11th and class 12th changes. So we need to we will be having different tracks for computer science and informatics practices. Before starting, I would like all of you to imagine for a situation when you need to communicate with someone who doesn't know your language. How will you do it? Here, the main objective is communication. Therefore, you would choose a way like gestures to communicate. So for communication, language is not very important. Similarly, if you wish to communicate with the computer, choice of language is also not so important. There are n number of programming languages like C, C++, Java, Python and many others. The concepts are almost the same across all the languages. Therefore, you can learn any of the programming language. But now the second question arises, then why Python? So basically, when we have to learn Python, we need to know the reasons. So why? Here I would like to give you all the 10 reasons to learn Python. So easy to use. It has got an extensive support of libraries. You can do your any of the machine learning programs with the help of Python. It is extensible, it is embeddable. You can program your Raspberry Pi and create any of the STEM based projects with the help of Python. It is very speedy. You can do the web development. You can develop the web pages with the help of Python. Even you can do the server-side scripting, and with very limited programming approach, you can generate a very good program, very beautiful program. So let's start our journey. Before starting Python, I would like to tell you that there are two versions of Python. One is Python 2 and the other one is Python 3. You must have heard people talking about that I am learning Python 3.x. That means they are learning Python 3. and both Python 2 and 3 are quite different from each other. There is a one small difference that I could point out between Python 2 and Python 3 is in the print statement. In Python 2 we write print and there is no function. It is not a function and therefore it is invoked without parenthesis. However, in Python 3 it is a function and it must be invoked with the help of parenthesis. So you can see in this image, the first is the example of Python 2 and the second one is the example of Python 3. So you can see here in Python 3, we are using the parenthesis, but in Python 2 we are not using the parenthesis. So the next thing that we need to take care in Python is indentation. In Python, we don't have that curly brackets that we used to use in C++ or any other language. Here, indentation of blocks is being done instead of curly braces. And you can use both tabs and spaces. But the standard indentation needs Python code to use 4 spaces. Now you can see here, these spaces are there. So this is actually called indentation. So there are two modes of programming that could be done in Python. One is called as interactive mode. The second one is known as script mode. So in interactive mode, you write the statement and Python will respond you instantaneously, means immediately. And in the script mode, you write certain statements together, you save your program, and then like a word processor or anything, you can save in the editor, you need to save your program, and then the whole program gets executed at one go. So here what happens here, you need to write more than one statements together and save in a file, but in interactive mode all the statements are executed one by one, means first statement gets executed, you get the output, the second statement gets executed and you get the output. This you could see the interactive mode, you can see with this example where you will see that how the programs are being how actually the program takes place. So here you will see in this is the prompt where the program is being written, and in the prompt what happens, the output gets then and there. So you can see here when I am writing print hello, then I am getting the hello. Similarly, when I am writing print good morning, then I am getting good morning. Okay. So now let's see the scripting mode of the programming. So here what happens in the So now let's see how the scripting mode is being done. You can see here what I am doing. I am creating a new file. This is the editor window where I can write all the program together at one go. Once I have written the whole program, then I would be saving the program. So print hello I am writing inside a file. Okay, so this is one, see all the statements I am writing together in one file, and then once I have written all the codes together, I need to save the file. So you can see here I am saving the file. You can create a folder in your computer and then save it, and then you can run the program. So you can see hello and good morning both are coming together, not one by one as in the interactive mode, because here I am using the script mode. So next very important thing in our programming is that we need to understand what is the use of comments. Comments are very important, because if you have written any program and if someone else is going to use that program, then he or she needs to understand that what is being done in the program. So basically a comment gives extra information about your project. It is a text that doesn't affect the outcome of a code, but if it actually tells someone who is looking into the code that what is the code about. So in Python we have two different ways of writing the comments. One is for the single line comment, you need to use a hash symbol before the line that you want to make it comment, and for multi-line comment you can enclose all the text in three single quotes, means three single quotes or three double quotes. So you can see here you can use three double quotes or 3 single quote, so that and enclose all the statements that you wish to make a comment to enhance the readability of the program. You need to enclose those statements for inside a comment, because you don't want those statements to get executed. So it is very important to enhance the readability, and it is not only when you want someone else to read the programs. Many a times we ourselves also want to look into what the program was, what we had done. We must have forgotten what is the program doing. So it is very helpful for us also to understand if you give comments to the program. So in this example, you can see how I am giving the comment. It is the scripting mode that I have used in my previous program. So here I am writing it is my first program. So I am using hashtag my first program, and if I run the program, you will see that that statement will not get executed. I am still going to get hello and good morning on my screen. So this is something like these are the statements that are written in the program, but they don't get executed, and it is enhancing my program. So because whenever I look afterwards also what is this program about, after looking into the program, I can understand that this is a program that I had, this was my first program and the very basic program that I had created. So that's all for today. Don't forget to watch our next video to enhance your learning. Thank you all of you.